Highguard isn't a disaster, but it also isn't the game it was marketed as. After about 16 hours with it, I think the mismatch is the real reason why people are so divided. Before we really get into it, let's address the elephant in the room. No, this game is not a Concord level disaster. It's a decent game that launched with overhyped marketing and expectations it couldn't realistically meet. That doesn't mean the criticism is fake, because a lot of it is valid, but the reaction online made this game seem way worse than it actually was. And all that starts with how it launched. At launch, the game absolutely needed more optimization. I don't have the beefiest rig, but based off the system requirements that they have on the Steam page, a lot of players, including myself, should have been getting better performance. On top of that, the game was missing some really basic settings like mouse acceleration toggles, motion blur options, DLSS settings, and aim and crouch toggles, and crosshair customization. But this is where things turn around. Less than a week after launch, the devs pushed a patch that added a ton of these quality of life settings and some real optimization fixes. After the update, I got 18 extra FPS. Once performance stopped being the main thing I was thinking about, it became easier to focus on how the game actually plays. One of the biggest complaints online was that the maps felt too big and empty for 3v3, and again, the devs listened. They added a 5v5 limited time game mode, less than a week after release. And it plays noticeably better from a casual perspective, but I'm not too sure if this is going to be the competitive format moving forward. They also added a new map at the same time. That kind of responsiveness to push out a 5v5 patch with optimizations and a new map this fast, before even a week of launch, is a huge plus to them being an independent studio, whereas if they were with AAA backing, they would have to go through formal higher-ups. But quick updates don't automatically fix deeper gameplay issues. Once you settle into regular matches, some cracks start to show. A lot of warden abilities, they just don't feel impactful enough to contribute to gunfights in an impactful way. And because of that, you can already see clear meta winners forming. Looking at you, Mara. When abilities don't matter, fights start to feel very samey and puts even more pressure onto gun balance. Speaking of the gun balance, time to kill is wildly inconsistent. Sometimes you get instantly deleted by a Vespa or a Ranger with 0 time to react, and other times someone unloads an entire magazine from Vanguard or Paladin and reloads right in front of you. The gun balance in TTK definitely need tuning, because right now, engagements don't always feel fair and predictable, and warden abilities do very little to affect the outcome of a gunfight. Even with the new 5v5 mode, solo queue isn't a great experience, and honestly 5v5 just makes the problem even more noticeable. Highguard is a game where even a sliver of communication makes a massive difference, so I'd strongly recommend playing with at least one friend if you can. That said, not everything in this game feels undercooked. The audio is actually really solid. While the guns lack some punch in their audio, I can clearly hear the sounds of people sliding, mounting, running, repositioning, and crouching. That clearly makes a big difference in a game that's this fast. The only thing I'd maybe add is ultimate voice lines, but I don't even think that's a necessity. I think that's just a bias from other games. The mount system is easily one of the best parts of this game. It makes the maps feel fast to move around, and mounted combat is super fun, and knocking someone off their mount causes a short stun that feels very rewarding. I also really like how the maps and bases overall are laid out. The design is good, and adding a new map this early is also a big plus. But once the game starts feeling good, it suddenly slows itself down. The looting and gear phase is without a doubt the weakest part of Highguard. There are some genuinely cool and unique items in the game, but most players will barely ever see them. Early game is locked to blue gear, then purple, and finally legendary gear, but most matches end before you even reach the fun stuff. Once I find the gun I want, looting just turns into opening blue chests for armor, which isn't satisfying at all since armor simply regenerates like a shield, and it just becomes a chore of opening blue chests. This also makes mining feel pointless, especially when the traders have the resources sitting right next to them, so you don't even have to go out to find the mining resources. Removing armor from chests and packing chests with weapons and utilities only, and adding mini objectives during the loot phase, or letting players access these legendary perks earlier on purple tier could go a long way. Right now, this phase just disrupts the flow of the game more than anything else and feels like a timeout. And it's not the only system that feels half finished. Reinforcing walls feels strange in this game. A rocket launcher blows up a normal wall and then blows up a reinforced wall in 2 shots anyways. Reinforcements should matter, but right now it doesn't. It's just adding cardboard to a paper wall. Only certain utility items should be able to break reinforced walls, maybe like the blast hammer or the thumper charge, and destruction should be dynamic. It should create holes in the wall instead of deleting the entire wall. As it stands, the game feels less tactical than it really wants to be. I also like the idea of attacking the center core for an instant win, but in practice it makes matches feel so fast and shallow. A lot of games end before you even touch the fallen gear, with most teams just ignoring A and B. But all in all, after everything, the rough launch, the strong first update, the systems that still need work, I'm going to give Highguard a 5 out of 10. I love the mounts and the maps and the foundation here and some of the gunplay, but the balance, the loot flow, the pacing, and the overall soulless identity needs some serious tuning. If the devs keep listening, I honestly think this could be a 7 or 8 out of 10 game in 6 to 12 months. But until then, I'll be watching on the sidelines. So should you play Highgarden? Play it if you like the developers and believe in their vision, you like the concept, or have a friend to queue with. Otherwise, it's probably worth waiting for now and just watching on the sidelines for a major update. I really appreciate all the support in my last Highgarden video and this one. Drop a comment. I do read and respond to all of them. And let me know what you thought about this video and this format. I might do should you play or should you buy as a series, and what you might want me to cover next. Until then, guys, peace.